Morning. Well, there was some interest on the line boring setup I scabbed together, and I'm finally not trucking today, and we're gonna do some more line boring. We're back on it. But here's the 90 we're working on. The boss has had it for, boy, years and years, and it finally got wore out. The bucket got wore out, and he was afraid it was gonna fall off. So we just quit using it, and so that's when I took on the challenge of this nightmare. But anyway, it's fun. Yeah, figuring it all out. But here's the setup. It's just I started out with a Harbor Freight copy of a Milwaukee drill, and I finally burned a couple of those up, and finally went and bought the real thing, and it seems to be holding up better. I'll let you know how much better. But anyway, here's the new bushing. And I gotta be careful with these. They're that's $250. Kind of not the easiest kind of bushing for me, because I'm just learning all this stuff, figuring it out myself. Because it's got a step. See the step? It's a dust. There's a dust shield that goes in here, and they put a step in there that I've got to machine basically 2 bores, which kind of adds another layer of complexity. I'll show you. I'm kind of starting in the middle of this because I didn't think about starting at the beginning. That video that was on YouTube, the first one, that was just a cell phone video from the boss's son. He was walking by, and he was kind of interested in this and gonna help me, but he never really helped. But I'm just glad he caught that video. What I'm finding, the hard part has been getting our MIG welder in there and welding the bore, because it's so tight. And of course I did that with the bearings and everything were off, and I just did as good of a job as I could, but there's still some inclusions. There's not much. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But in the future, it'd be nice to be able to do a really clean job. Let's see, what they make special tools, little like, they look like a little pencil, and it bends the welder. You can stick the welder in the bore. They're bore welders, and I think I can get one, but they're pretty expensive, so I may try to come up with something on my own of a way to get in there and bend the tip a little more than or just stock MIG welder. Anyway, I'll show you the bore. I don't know if it's really gonna come out well. I can see one. There is, let's see. Yeah, there's really no way to explain it. But that is the bore. You'll see a couple inclusions like I was talking about. And one of those holes is a grease hole, so it's not really important. That's it so far, and the bore is good. It's to size as far as I can tell. So I think what I'll do is, when I finish the little steps and facing this outside, and I remove all the bearings and stuff, I think it'll just be a simple hone until that bushing just presses in. It should be very close right now. But yeah. Since that last video, we put a couple trailers up side by side and made a roof, so it's kind of nice. We got some place to work out of the rain. When I started, we had a tarp over this, and boy, what a pain in the ass that was. I'll show you this. I 3D printed these 2 cones, and they fit the bar exactly. They're pretty tight and nice. They're kind of dirty now, but anyway, they're 3D printed. And what you use those for, when you're starting out, you put these in the hole, and it's an egg-shaped hole. Of course, it was way wore out, but you find basically the center, and you stick the bar through it. And they fit tight enough that they hold the bar in there. And that's, so you got that one on that side, and you got this one on this side. Let's see if I can sneak it in. Oh, maybe it went in this direction. Oh. Well, I've gone and welded it too tight. But anyway, you get the idea. This one goes in this side, that one goes in that side, and you stick the bar in. There's my boring bar. And you stick the bar through, and then you set these bearings through, and then line them up as good as you can get it to the center of the hole, the center of the bore, and then start welding braces that hold these bearings. And these are self-centering bearings. They can, I don't know if you can see that, but they can move and center themselves. They work pretty good. These are the cheapest ones we could get because, you know, we're just trying to figure this stuff out. But even the cheap ones seem to work really good. So anyway, yeah, printed these cones, so I should be able to use these on the next job if we get another one. I'm sure we're gonna have something wore out. That's how you kind of start. So you start with the bar and get the bar centered, and then you put the bearings on, those two bearing plates. Now this one, what I've got to do when I'm all finished with this job, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to weld another plate that can be bolted so that all this can be unbolted from the bearing, and that'll make it easy on the next go around to bolt it all together instead of having to weld it every time. But anyway, yeah, here's where I'm at now. Now see the bore, oh, there is an inclusion you can see right there. But anyway, the bore is at the diameter I need, or very close, very, very close. And I'm just working on the step now and cutting that to size, to diameter and the depth. And yeah, we'll go from there, and I'll do the other side. But anyway, I think what the boss wants to do, instead of just pressing these bushings in, he wants to press them in and then weld around them. See, they're never meant to be welded to the steel. They're just supposed to be pressed in, but that's kind of what caused the problem to begin with. I think this all got fish-mouthed. It got fish-mouthed open, and then the bearing, the bushing was just rolling in there. It saved the pin. The pin has very little wear, but that's where all the slop came from. It was between the bore and the bushing where it was moving. We kind of figured it was the bushing that was just wore out, but no, the bushing actually saved the pin. Let me go see if I can find one of the old bushings. I'm kind of storing some parts. No, I can't. I don't know where we put it, but yeah, they were thrashed, but they did their job. They saved the pin, I guess. So anyway, that hole got so fish-mouthed out that the bushing was just really sloppy in there, and that's what we're fixing now. So, and because we're kind of, well, I'm being self-taught how to do all this, I'm learning stuff all the time. Here's some high-speed steel I bought for the boring bar, and these are actually the first bits I've ever ground myself, and you can see I've used them a lot with this job. But I got 2 bits out of the one hunk of steel. One hunk of steel is about $10 on eBay. It's the cheapest I could find in short notice. But anyway, I got to make some new ones now or I may try to dress these up square again. They kind of got funny shapes because when they get dull, you go in there and grind them down a little, and I don't really know what I'm doing, so they start to look funny. But they are working. What else? Here's the setup on the drill. I've made it, like I said, I made this one for the cheap Chinese copy of the Milwaukee, and it's not quite as tight, so they didn't copy it as good as I figured they would. So I'll probably end up having to redo this at some point, probably after this job is done. And some of the things I've had to work out is how to attach the bar to this and still be able to get it. You have to always, you're putting it in and taking it out so often that I just used a bolt. I was hoping for a bigger bolt, but I've been just using a small one, smaller diameter than this. I'll probably end up buying a 1/2-inch bolt. I think it's bigger than that. Anyway, I'll buy the appropriate bolt to put in there. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're just kind of learning as we go. And I just wanted to get this video up and show you some of that, what I'm doing. But it's looking good so far. It's going good. It's a lot of work though. I was telling my boss there's a reason that line boring is so expensive to have done. It's because it's worth it. So I'm gonna upload this video, I guess, and when I get going again, I'll make some new bits or clean those up, and when I get boring again, I'll make another video and keep trying to explain it. So yeah, talk to you later.